Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Jikari the Imperial Agents playthrough. So, just to recap where we left off, we landed on German Kos, dealt with Imperial intelligence as well as Keeper. Must be downstairs. And dealt with a new terrorist threat. It seems to involve slaves. That's where we headed to, was the Colossus, which had slaves involved. Now Jadus has just summoned us, and we have no idea why, so let's find out.
The Ratataki must remain outside. The Master has not requested her presence.
Looks like I'll have to miss this one then. Real shame.
I'll meet you when we're done in here.
Sure thing, Agent.
Come on.
Stand before me and revel in the power of the Dark Council. Allow your body to betray you. Allow your blood to boil and your heart to slow. Everything that is not of the dark side will be purged, or it will be tainted. This is inoculation, Agent. This is a sacred rite. You are privileged.
Privileged?
The religion of the Sith is not my religion.
The ways of the Sith are the ways of the Empire, so it shall always be. But that is not why I summoned you. This is your due reward. You proved yourself by outmaneuvering the Huts. Now I choose you to exterminate the dissidents who would destroy our way of life. I sense your uncertainty. You wonder why I involve myself in this affair, why I take an interest in you and Imperial intelligence.
I have to admit the question crossed my mind.
Many in the Dark Council hold themselves above the mundane business of the Empire. I believe this is a mistake. I believe we must spread the ways of the Sith to the Empire entire, plant terror and hatred in every heart. I believe in the democratization of fear. But these dissidents threaten all progress. Left unchecked, they would reduce our world to ash and raise nothing in its place.
The dissidents will be stopped. Imperial intelligence is already uncovering their plan.
Do not underestimate our enemies. They are powerful, and there are those who sympathize with them, people at the highest levels of government. I chose you for this assignment, not only because of your past successes, but because you are new to your organization. Your loyalty is uncompromised. Do you understand?
I believe so, my lord.
Good. Watch those around you, and trust no one. I will leave Dromund Kaas soon aboard the starship Dominator. I will travel with 1,000 dignitaries, diplomats, and slaves, and show them the galaxy as I envision it. When I return, I expect the dissidents to have been purged. Kneel before me now, and I will ensure that you have the means to succeed.
I kneel before you, my lord.
I have remade the pitiful creatures around you into my image. So shall I remake you into the vessel for my power. Now go from here, and return to your duties.
I've learned a great deal. Thank you for this audience.
Remember what I have said. Remember that you walk the path to power. And remember that I am eternal.
So that was interesting. Well, looks like we have a holocom call, so one moment.
I'm here. What's the situation?
This is Watcher 2. We're still working on full analysis of the slaves' files, but we have a new lead. Proceed to the Nexus Room Cantina in Kars City. I'll brief you once you're in place.
I assume you'll pick up my tab. Is there a dress code?
It's a high-class place. Something eye-catching. Watcher 2 out.
Alright, so that was interesting. Jadus seems to have this messed up idea that everything he sees the galaxy as, he wants to bestow upon everyone else. Kind of like a cult leader. That's kind of intriguing. And it looks like I'm the next one he wants to bestow these gifts upon.
They're scared of you here, aren't they? You come, you go. You're the freaking secret police.
As we finished my meeting with Jadus, we found out he's going to be leaving Drum and Ka soon, aboard his own ship. And he's planning to return to continue his teachings to me.
Destination?
Watcher 2 just gave us a heads up on a new lead dealing with this terrorist cell, so let's head to the canteen and find out what is going on. But before we do that, it looks like we have a couple new quests in this area. Speak with Sandor.
I know of you. You work quietly and tell no secrets. I am the apprentice and voice of Darth Jadus. I speak in his name, and I would bargain for your services.
I'm listening. Continue.
I require individuals capable of gaining prestige in a society weaned on secrecy and madness. Individuals who can earn respect, if not love. I need infiltrators to eliminate an enemy of the Sith. You would serve well.
What sort of enemy are you referring to?
Our enemy is the Order of Revan, a cult of fools hidden at every stratum of Imperial society. For years, the Revanite heretics have secretly recruited military officers, powerful Sith, wealthy mercenaries, anyone who can add to their power.
If they're secret, how do you know anything about them?
My master has spent many years learning of the Revanites. Together, we have exposed many. Instead of following the Emperor and his Dark Council, the Revanites follow a long-dead Sith Lord, tainted by Jedi ways. If you can uncover the Revanite leader's identity for us, my master will reveal him to the Dark Council. His destruction would be assured. All you have to do is join the cult. I can get you inside, but you must earn their trust.
That's what I'm best at.
The Revanites have a secret compound in the jungle. Take this token to the cultist at the entrance. He will initiate you. Earn an audience with their leader. When you have seen his face, return here, and you shall have your reward.
So anyone who's really played Knights of the Old Republic, read the book Revan, you already know who Darth Revan is, so I'm not going to go into much detail about him until I actually get to doing those quests. But by the looks of it, as of right now, it seems to me that I'm dealing with a cult that believes Revan still exists, and they honor Revan, which it looks like Darth Jadus and Sandor there don't really like this, and they want to get rid of it. So I have to infiltrate the cult and try to destroy them from the inside.
I went to a Sith party once. He was the entertainment. Came back wrong. Had to put him down. This place is messed up.
Alright, new holocom message.
This is Watcher 2, signal established. I've tapped into the Cantina holocams agent. I can see you from 6 different angles. We're ready to go.
Give me the rundown.
So, Theovor Mindak is a genius inventor and entrepreneur working with the Radicals. Unfortunately, Theovor is being sheltered by the Sith Lord Grathan. Grathan turns a blind eye to Theovor's affiliations in exchange for weapon designs.
Can't we demand that Grathan turn him over? Supporting dissidents is treason.
Dealing with Grathan directly isn't an option. He's involved in a power struggle with the other Dark Lords. In essence, he's gone rogue. However, Theovor's daughter Samara frequents this cantina. She has access to Theovor's workshop in Grathan's estate.
I'll talk to her. What's her profile?
Samara Mindak is rich, young, and willing to flaunt her advantages. She's popular with the Karst City elite, but hardly beloved. No meaningful connections or reputation. Our profile suggests she'll cooperate if given incentives. I've located her in a private lounge. It's up to you how to handle her.
If she resists, how far am I allowed to go?
No restrictions. Do what you have to. Once Samara's told you how to reach her father's workshop, head to Lord Grafton's estate. Send us anything you find on Theovor's computers.
I'm sure Samara and I will be fast friends.
Undoubtedly. Go. I'll be watching.
Alright, so. Sounds like I have no restrictions whatsoever. Looks like I got stuck. There we go. I happened to just miss that. Oh well. So let's see what the Samara is capable of.
What good are Mandalorians if they can't escort a few trade shipments? It's not like we need them for the war.
Stop obsessing about the mercenaries, Oban. You wish you could carry a Vira blade.
You get vicious after a while, don't you?
Sure. I'm gonna go talk to someone else now.
She's a brat, but she's got spirit. Want to break it?
And look at you. Enjoying yourself? It's not the worst party I've ever been to. But it needs improvement, you know?
I know what you mean. But things are looking up now.
Yeah, I guess. A military girl's allowed to have a good time. You're military, right? You've got that in charge kind of look. And the weapons.
I'm not military, I'm from Imperial intelligence.
I see. You're going to make me mysteriously disappear.
Samara, be careful. You need to take this seriously.
Shut up, Oban. I said I'm done with you. So, tell me, how can I serve the Empire?
I need to talk to your father, Samara. He's been causing us trouble.
Dad's working for Lord Grafton these days. Creepy guy. Anyway, if you want to talk to Theovor, not sure what I can do. He isn't seeing a lot of visitors.
Alright, so let's see.
What do you want in return for helping us?
My father's inventions made us rich, so I don't want that taken away. No government seizure, okay? I want all his credits, all his property transferred to my accounts. Seem like a good deal?
Let me suggest an alternative. Help us, and I won't delete your existing credit accounts.
What? That's not fair. Damn! You want to see my father that bad, I'll tell you how to get to him. Theovor's workshop is in Lord Grafton's estate. It's sealed tight. I'll give you my codes, but you still need a guard's keycard.
I'll try to go easy on Theovor when we find him.
Sure, but don't try too hard. We were never that close.
Alright, so I got that information I needed pretty well. I know the first time I did that on my agent, I ended up just hurting her and threatening everyone. They were so scared, I ended up killing her in the end for not agreeing with what I was looking for. I mean, I was trying to talk to her about terrorists, and she starts bitching about her dad. Now no one likes her or something. At any rate, I guess it's on to Grafton's place. But before that, let's disarm these bombs that we gotta find. So I gotta run around and click on 4 of these. See, I'm running with one, and I end up shoving them in this disposal device. Now this mission gives me my first helmet. I forget what the agent helmet looks like. I think I have an idea. First one, but I know some of them seem to be unique, I guess is the best word I can say. You can see a lot of people are looking for these bombs. Imagine doing this back when launch it. There's probably 3 or 4 instances of German costs alone on the server I was originally on, which was Iron Citadel before it got it went down, so to speak. And there must have been like easily 30 people going for bombs, and hell, everything was pretty much dead. So, going by my map, what I'm going to end up doing, just to give everyone a heads up, is I'm actually going to do the Revan quests. And the reason for this is one of the quests later, which I already know about, ends up taking me to Graffin's estate regardless. Well, if I'm going there regardless, why not just get it then? Alright, so if that's what it looks like, you know. So I'll leave it on. I know a lot. I'll probably hide a lot of my head's helmets as I go through this playthrough, as I do not particularly like a lot of the agent helmet.
Always go for the quick and silent kill. This concludes our business.
There aren't too many helmets I've actually particularly liked for a lot of the classes. Probably a couple of my favorite classes to have helmets on are actually the Sith Marauder, the Trooper in general, and the Bounty Hunter in general. I couldn't tell you what the if the Sith Juggernaut is much different than the Sith Marauder, but I always found it pretty enjoyable. So now I get to run all the way through the jungle. Yay. See, a lot of people seem to be, a lot of Sith Inquisitors seem to be landing here and doing quests, leveling up. Sith Inquisitor was actually the most popular class when I started playing too. Everyone just liked the idea of lightning, and story-wise, a lot of the times when you ask how to describe the story, BioWare themselves would actually describe it being more into the politics of the Sith. And I wasn't too interested just hearing that alone. So Sith Inquisitor I probably somewhat started as my second class, if I remember correctly. Where I got my agent to 50. Where I got my Inquisitor to about 18, 19. For I believe I deleted her later, because I think she was Twi'lek originally. Now, one moment.
Want some of this?
I got a codex. So now my Sith Inquisitor is actually Mary Allen because of Legacy, and I had my Smuggler, who happens to be, I believe, is actually my second 50. My Smuggler, I do remember playing her second, which I was a little bit surprised. Let's pick up this quest and I'll continue my story.
I used to be respected, you know. My word carried weight. One tiny mistake and suddenly no one trusts me. My troops were acting strangely, plotting something. Obviously they were traitors. All the warning signs were there. The smart move was to kill them all. How could I know they were planning a surprise party for my promotion?
The hell is wrong with this guy?
You killed all the troops under your command?
I was under a lot of stress at the time. I've got my wits about me now. You have to listen to me. This time I'm not being paranoid. This time, I've identified a major threat to Imperial security. There are Kubaz spies all over the jungle, and they're invisible. You can only see them when lightning flashes disrupt their stealth technology.
Don't be stupid.
Just like my superiors dismissing me because of a simple past mistake. You have to believe me. The Empire's enemies are up to something. The Kubaz are here assessing our strengths and weaknesses for them. I just know it. Scour the jungle. Watch the lightning flashes and strike when you see a Kubaz. Kill the snouted scum and bring me proof.
Okay, I don't exactly consider killing everyone under your command a mistake. Because you thought they were traitors even though they were planning a surprise party. Let's see where we are. Okay. So as I was saying earlier before I ended up picking up that quest, for the most part, before Tor came out, I actually selected the order in which I wanted to level up the classes. And Smuggler was probably like 7th. I wasn't exactly interested in the Smuggler class at all. But for whatever reason, I ended up making it my second class. I'm not sure why I did it. I know the Inquisitor, where he was like 5th or 6th on my original list. I started 2nd or 3rd because I was running around with someone who was telling me all about how crazy the Inquisitor story was.
Big stuff doesn't last long on Rat Attack.
After playing the Inquisitor story, I don't know, I'm just not as interested, I guess. In the Inquisitor story. It was like, alright, I guess. But going by the ones I did do. Which, by the way, for the most part, I haven't done the consular story. I'm only kind of 3/4 of the way through Act 1. Like, I finished Tatooine and I haven't played her for a long time, so I haven't really done the consular. And the night I have just finished Voss. So I can't exactly state on how they end, or my opinion of them just yet. I know the consular is probably going to be the last one I leveled. And I'm sure if it actually ended up going that way. But because I played a trooper and let's just go for the bonus quest over here. Because I played a trooper and agent in the beta, it was kind of hard to continue playing them, so to speak. We already knew what happened for a good portion of the beta. Like for the beta, I actually had my because of how long the open beta went, I had my trooper up to level 34, 35. I just got Tano Vic and finished Balmora in one weekend when the trooper or that beta weekend ended. So that's cool, pretty far. I mean, that's almost halfway for Act 2. At the time, I couldn't land on quest or continue, and I kind of rushed through the last part of the story on Balmora, just because I knew like that I was gonna get kicked off later that night. Let's get myself a frag grenade for her. With the agent originally, I got to Tatooine, and I believe I was level 24 or 25. And I just finished Tatooine. It's our bonus mission's done. So, I haven't played the agent story for a long time, but I enjoyed it. That's why I'm kind of doing this playthrough with the agent. To me, Act 1 was by far the best part of the agent. Acts 2 and 3, especially Act 2, kind of got a little far-fetched for my liking. I did get really into it though. I mean, start of Act 2 and as you go through Act 2, I was really satisfied with the ending the way I could have went with Act 2, which I rather enjoyed. It was great.
Aha! A holocommunicator with Kubar's markings on it! This will shut up those fools calling me paranoid. With this, I'll finally prove there are spies all around us. My superiors can't ignore this kind of evidence. You've done a great service for both me and the Empire, my friend. Take this, and my thanks.
Alright, so it looks like I'm getting new pieces, which is more like armor. That's pretty cool. So as I was saying, as I match that to my chest piece color, so yeah, the Agent Act 2 was, like I said at the start, was a little bit far-fetched. I didn't really enjoy it. You guys might when you see it, as I will go through it through this playthrough. I mean, obviously it'll be much later because Act 2 doesn't start until about level 32. In that area, level 30. But, yeah, the ending of Act 2 was really good. I enjoyed that. Act 1 was by far my favorite. Now, one thing I'm going to state with the prologue in Act 1 is if you guys have ever played Knights of the Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic 2, you know the way the game starts out is you're stuck on a planet, which in our case would be Hutta, or Depending on the other classes you play, Tython for the Jedi, Korriban for the Sith, Ord Mantell for the Smuggler and Trooper. There it is. So that's how, KOTOR started. You're stuck on a planet, and that would be in our case. Now, Dorman Kos and Coruscant, which is the second place you go for both factions, would be like, say, Telos or Dantooine in Knights of the Old Republic. Let's talk to Dazoon, and then I'll continue my story.
Did you lose your way in the jungle? You have my sympathies, but we can't help. We have no food or water to offer. There's nothing for you here, and strangers are not welcome in this place. You'd best be going.
I was given this token. Does it tell you anything?
I'm not sure. Ah, you do have the token. Someone must have had great faith in you to send you our way. Welcome to the Order of Revan, Initiate. Welcome to your new life.
Why didn't you say you were a Revanite in the first place?
You must know by now that our ways are secret. We have enemies who believe we should be silenced. This place is our haven, built by the Master and protected by the faithful. Here we leave our duties to the Empire behind. This is where the Master guides us in the mysteries of Revan, the one who began a Jedi but grew into a Sith, and then something more.
Sith history isn't my area. Why does this matter?
We learn from those who come before us and gain strength from their triumphs and failures. As a Jedi, Revan was a warrior who slaughtered armies. As a Sith, Revan was a teacher who trained 1,000 dark apprentices. Eventually, Jedi and Sith both turned on Revan. But instead of being destroyed, Revan was reborn.
What do you mean, reborn? What was Revan's final fate?
Revan was stripped of power, stripped of life, of memory, and left to rot. And still, Revan relearned the ways of the Force. The reborn Revan destroyed Jedi and Sith, and came to Dromund Kaas. Although Revan's life ended here, the Master preserved that life, so that we may learn from it.
I'm not Sith. What does Revan have to teach me?
Sith or not, Imperial or not, Revan taught many people. Anyone can benefit from our work. Take part in our rituals, learn Revan's path to greatness, succeed, and you earn the right to join us.
Then I look forward to learning.
Around you, you'll find your new teachers, Revanites who have spent their lives recovering the works of Darth Revan. Speak to them. Complete the tasks you are given. When you are through, return to me, and the Master will give you your final lessons.
Alright, so let's continue on. I'll actually explain what he was trying to say as well as I explain what I was saying about the axe. I'll finish what I was saying first before I continue on. Let's just get this quest from this guy.
Come here. Come closer. You are among the initiates who wish to join our order, and this is good. But tell me something. You are here because of the Order of Revan. Are you ready to die for us?
Are you looking for a fight, old man?
No, I'm only asking a question. Consider carefully. For every Revanite must face the trial of death, just as Revan died at the hands of the Jedi and Sith. Death freed Revan, left him unbound from all oaths and promises. It paved his road to rebirth. Will death free you from your past?
Let me be clear. I'm not going to die.
Do not be frightened. Change is nothing to fear. Before us is a path. Beyond the path is a cave. A cave dedicated to Darth Revan. Initiates fall on the path. Initiates are torn apart by things inside the cave. But initiates who reach the end are reborn, remade.
Your superstition doesn't impress me.
Then cower in the compound until the guards throw you out. We don't need Revanites who can't prove their worth. Or are you willing to do what is necessary? The path is here. The cave. The cave will be more trying.
I am not afraid of a little challenge.
Remember, survival is not your goal. Trust in the path of Darth Revan. We have nothing more to discuss. Go and return to me when you reach the end of the cave.
Alright, as I was saying, since this will be an easy quest, quick quest. So after you leave German Koss, you get your or Coruscant, you get your ship right at the end of it. So that's no different than being able to travel with the Ebon Hawk.
You know they're crazy, right? Trust me, I've seen enough cults in my day.
I mean, you had the Ebon Hawk, but you were forced to go to the next part. You know, free reign of it really until. That's interesting. Like I said, you didn't really have free reign of the Ebon Hawk until after you're done the second planet. Well, just like Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, where you go to 4 different planets for the most part. I mean, I guess if you count Duxon and Onderon, that's count as 2, and that's 5. But like I was saying, for the most part, you go there, check it out. And sorry, I'm kind of focused on getting Khalil back and figuring out where I'm going here. It's been a while. You have the 4 planets you go to for whatever purpose you have.
You want some of this?
So like, well, I'm not going to explain each cluster obviously, but there's a reason you're going to go to the 4 planet. I mean, that might have been a little bit of a spoiler itself that you're going to 4 planets. But you said kind of like the Knights of the Old Republic story. Like you were looking for the star maps in the first one to try and find the Star Forge, and in the second one, looking for the Jedi, find out why you're exiled. Whether you accepted it or not. And the, just like say the Leviathan in the first one, midway through or so, you have to go somewhere. Sometimes deal with something. The only difference is in the other, Knights of the Old Republic, you had a choice to go anywhere you wanted to. In this one, you're kind of restricted to the first planet. Which I won't say which planet is which until we get there, obviously. Just trying to avoid as many spoilers as possible.
I don't like this place. I don't like being here. Do what you have to do with the statue and let's get out.
Let's deal with this first before I continue my speech. Familiar face to those who never played Knights of the Old Republic 1 or 2. Alright, and I woke up in the camp. So let's talk to this guy and then we'll continue, obviously. Because we should have our next quest.
You return. Dripping with the blood of the womb, you are reborn. Your old life, everything you were, all of it is dead. Buried inside that cave.
Whatever you say.
You are free now. Free of everything you once were. Savor the moment. It won't come again. Tell me how it feels. Your obligations have vanished. Your past no longer burdens you. How does it feel to see the world reborn?
I don't feel anything.
There is no shame in that. When Revan died, the rebirth took many months. It will be no different with you. You've done well. And I'm proud that you've begun your new life as a Revanite. Choosing allegiance to us, first of all. Take this gift to guide you in your new life. It will remind you of what you've become. Leave now, and may the Force make you strong.
Come forward. Speak to me. We're all students of Darth Revan, and I enjoy the company of initiates. I remember when I was like you. I remember my trials and the joy of killing in the Master's name. You're so fortunate.
I don't need a cult leader to tell me when or whom to kill.
Neither did I, but you'll find that killing as a Revanite is more fulfilling. I'm Ladra. Once the personal assassin of a Sith Lord, I am now the serene protector of the Master and his students. I contemplate Revan's teachings as I execute intruders and heretics. But I also guide initiates and help determine their trials.
How did a disturbed woman like you acquire so much power?
Disturbed? I'm the product of Darth Revan's teachings and the Master's instruction. My mind is clear, as yours will soon be. Every Revanite's initiation includes a trial of the past, a rite to bind the initiate to Revan. Your rite will be very special. You will find the mask of Darth Revan, what he wore after becoming Sith. It's a powerful symbol of his greatness, long lost to us.
I have to do this to meet the Master?
Of course. The Master doesn't waste time with students. You must complete your initiation. The mask is in a collection of antiquities possessed by my former teacher, the Sith Lord Grathan. It must be freed from that heretic, rescued in a rain of blood and death.
What do you plan to do once you have it?
I'll give it a place of honor here in the compound, of course, so every Revanite can see it. Speak to Torun, our curator. He'll give you the spiritual guidance you need and tell you where the mask is. When your journey's done, bring the mask to me. Good luck. Welcome the peace that comes with serving the Master.
Alright, let's speak with this last guy, and then we can finally head out to Grathan's estate. I'll probably end the episode by getting the quests.
What have we got here? I wasn't expecting a visit from any initiates, but you're welcome to stay and talk, in any case. I'm Torun, devoted servant of the Master and student of Revan. What can I do for you?
For Grathan's estate, because there's a lot of quests there, and I'll start the next episode focused on doing those quests.
Ladra asked me to talk to you.
I should have known. I'm to ritually prepare you for finding Revan's mask, then. It's unnecessary. Ladra's devoted to the Revanites. She's also obsessed with that mask. Says it talks to her. Ladra wants the mask to represent everything Revan ever was, but he wasn't just Sith. Before his rebirth, he was both Sith and Jedi.
I could tell from talking to Ladra that she's lost her mind.
I'm glad you noticed. There is a fine line between worship and mindless obsession. It's tempting to seek answers in material objects. Ladra will use the mask to teach that Revan was a being of only darkness. I don't want that mask becoming our Order's sole focus. Bring it to me. I'll keep it safe among a few like-minded scholars.
You're gaining something as well.
I'm not after the mask for myself. I have no use for it, except for what it represents. I'm sure Ladra promised a grand reward for the mask. I can't match it, but I can promise your initiation will proceed smoothly. Will you help me preserve the real Revan? Or will you let Ladra overshadow everything with a Sith relic?
I'll have to weigh my options before I choose.
I don't have to tell you to be careful, but may the Force be with you. May it keep you strong and guide your return.
So as I was saying, finally, after dealing with that, I'll just run there. So when you go to the 4 planets, which you're forced to, like, where they're in order just because of level, obviously. For the most part, like, you're going there for a reason, obviously. Like, your class star has a reason. Obviously, I know them for every single one, because I have gone far enough with every single one to know why you're going to each planet. Which I will not spoil. You'll find out with the agent as soon as we leave here. Let's just kill this blind cat.
Come on out, I'll show you my gun.
Since I'm just running there, I'm gonna actually send Coolio out to craft a few things. So the ending is kind of cool for a lot of them. Like, the only one I can't speak on for that is the Consular. It's the only one I haven't completed Act 1 with. I've debated completing Act 1 Consular just because it's so I'm so close. Like, I literally just have to Alderaan in the final boss section after. It's kind of cool. Now, we're dealing with a lot of stuff about Revan just now. Let's see if I can get better stims here. So, to start off,
do you require medical attention?
Sell some stuff.
Be well.
To start off, like, they were talking about how Revan was Jedi and Sith. The story of Revan is pretty interesting for those who've never played Knights of the Old Republic. Originally, Revan was trained by the Jedi. I'm not going to pick this quest up because it is a heroic too. And eventually fell to the dark side with his apprentice, or later to become an apprentice, Darth Malak. Let's pick up this chick's quest.
Hold your position, please, and keep your weapon holstered. The remotes are scanning you now. You check out. Sorry if I was brusque. We're on the lookout for anyone with Lord Grathan, and I'm sick of letting him stomp on my people.
I'm on Imperial intelligence business. I don't appreciate being delayed.
We've all got our orders. Look, stick around a minute. I don't know if you're familiar with the situation, but Grathan's a nightmare. The Sith Lord's gone rogue. He's holed up in his estate past the wall. He's got weapons, shields, and a cadre of scientists developing new tech to use against us. Grathan wants respect and authority from the Dark Council, so in true Sith fashion, he turned on his masters to prove his power. As a result, we have to put up with this lunacy. So if you're here to cause Grathan problems anyway, you might help us out.
Glad to help my comrades in the military.
Here's the story. There are nearly 100 men assigned to this sector, some on the wall, some watching Grathan. 20 are missing. My men. Practically my kids. Grathan stole them, and I want them back.
Why would Lord Grathan be kidnapping soldiers?
I don't know what Lord Grathan wants with them. Maybe he's holding them hostage just to demoralize us. Who knows? But if you're heading to Grathan's grounds, help them get out. Tell them to report back to their Duchess. That's, what they call me.
Duchess? You'll have to explain that.
You try making it as an officer without getting tagged with a nickname. I've got reports saying that Grathan's been transporting prisoners to another wing of his estate. I don't know if it's my people he's moving, but it's worth checking out. Watch yourself. Grathan doesn't mess around.
So later he falls to the dark side. With in Knights of the Republic, which would be used to. Oh, they even shoved a. It's interesting. That's new. So he falls to the dark side, and for the most part, like, eventually a Jedi strikes team boards his ship. He gets betrayed, you know, in Sith faction.
Job's done. Have a look.
And let's disassemble some of this, see if we can get a new stem. And they actually erase his, well, for the most part he loses his memories, and they try to reprogram him using the Force, reprogram his identity. Eventually his Jedi powers, or Force powers, continue to seep through, and they have to train him as a Jedi. Now, the story of how Revan actually goes, so to speak, for the canon way is he's the savior of the Jedi, and he defeats Darth Malak by going after the Sith and stopping the Empire he pretty much built. Now they were talking about, you know, how he eventually came to German Kos. If you actually read the book of Revan, he knows the Emperor is on this planet somewhere and actually lands here, trying to defeat him. Now, one of the Jedi Knight companions, it's a very good book, I suggest you read it. At the end, one of the Jedi Knight companions in this game, yes, there's a 300-year-old companion on the Jedi Knights team. Basically what will end up happening is he has like they have a vision, and they see your Jedi Knight character as the savior and the one who will finally defeat the Emperor. Well, because of that, he has second thoughts and actually kills Revan and the Jedi Exile, which is the character from KOTOR 2, in order to still save face with the Emperor. That character became the Emperor's wrath. Let's talk to Captain Bryn.
Have to be very careful. Lord Grathan's eyes are everywhere. He's suspicious of all strangers. He must be blind to our doings.
It's my job to come and go unnoticed.
Good. Imperial Army needs more professionals. Can't have amateurs running recon on someone like Lord Grathan. Grathan's trouble, see? Big trouble. Mad scientist type, likes weapons, cyborgs, droids, ergonomic chairs. My mission's to keep an eye on him, watch for anything suspicious. But I don't know what you're doing here.
So, ergonomic chairs are mad scientist type stuff?
I'm going to storm Lord Grathan's estate.
I figured as much. Sharp eyes, see? I can tell these sorts of things. I don't mean to be pushy, but since you're going that way, maybe you wouldn't mind helping me out.
What's in this for me?
I got a little spare change for bribes and such, courtesy of Imperial headquarters. See, my orders are to keep my distance and not enter Lord Grathan's place or cause any kind of ruckus.
but I'm supposed to see about a certain prototype turret design the Rogue Lords supposedly acquired. Empire wants it for mass production.
How do I fit in?
Lord Grathan's got the turrets hidden inside somewheres. I'd go looking for them myself, but orders are orders. I have to stay put. Since you're going in, you could maybe poke around and see if you can't find the plans to those turrets.
We'll see, if I come across them.
That's all I ask. The thing is, you never get past the turrets unless you take out a guard and get a security badge. The security badge transmits a signal that tells the turrets the badge holder is friendly. So the op is, get a security badge off a guard, find those turrets and grab the plans. Easy, right? I'll be keeping an eye out here, right where you found me.
Alright, so I'm just gonna go over, before I call this a episode, what our goals are in the next episode will be when we storm Lord Graffin's estate. So we have to recover a turret schematic for the Empire. We have to find some guards that were kidnapped by Lord Graffin, the Mask of Revan, and then we have to deal with our class drove another lead on the Terracell. So, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys next time when we storm Lord Graffin's estate.